Hey, Jim. I was wondering.
Let me guess. Customer service is your next stop on your What's New with ServiceNow.
Folks really can read people's minds.
Before ServiceNow, our customers couldn't solve issues on their own. Had to call us every time. Calls piling up while my team's tied up on open cases, chats pending, case notes to write, emails to respond to.
Okay, your to-do list is like stressing me out.
Just relax. Breathe.
Okay.
Breathe. That was then. This is ServiceNow. Yeah, it enables us to unify our data with our workflows and brings it all together with AI all on a single platform. Check this out. AI agents use natural people speak to help customers take action on their own. Not cutesy voice chatbots that waste your time with generic help articles. We're talking out-of-the-box AI agents that solve cases autonomously.
Okay. What if your people need to step in?
Oh, you mean the old data chase across 6 different systems and who knows how many departments?
Yeah.
Well, ServiceNow gives my team a single, unified workspace. Everything needed to work with customers in one view. AI agents handle the time-sucking tasks. My team can now focus on person-to-person customer relationships. So when the sales team closes a deal, my team makes sure it stays closed.
And those customer relationships drive repeat business.
Exactly. Boom! Resolution in no time, without any swivel chair gymnastics.
Please don't bring up swivel chairing. I've broken like 8 swivel chairs.
Let's not go there.
They get mad. Okay, that's really slick, but what if your use case isn't out of the box?
Funny you should ask. I built my own custom AI agents with ServiceNow's no-code AI Agent Studio, like this one. It proactively watches for customers who may experience issues before and after purchase. Researching previous cases, my AI agent offers alternatives if lookalike customers have similar issues. They reduce all that sell, close, churn, ping-ponging.
Oh, I gotta work on my backhand for the company-wide ping pong tournament.
Focus?
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you got custom agents, you've got out-of-the-box agents and third-party agents, and coordinating them all is like herding cats?
No, but watch this. AI agents work together as teams across departments. Guided by the AI agent orchestrator, they can stay in sync, escalate if needed, and achieve results no single agent could on their own. Case volumes are down and our CSAT is up because the team's focused on people, not repetitive tasks.
Cool. CSAT. Wait, we have a satellite too?
Sure. CSAT orbits happy customers. Yeah, but seriously, we're getting ahead of our customer needs. We don't wait to be helpful, we plan to be. Customer service meets customer relationship management. Now that's what I call CRM built for the AI era.
Oh, I cannot wait to tell my mom that we have a satellite. Oh, yeah. Do you know where my office is? Okay, that's fine.
Good day to all of you. My name is Ella, by the way, and I am your host for today's session, CRM AI Summit Transform Customer Experiences in the AI Era. Before we get started, I just want to do a quick check with everyone. How is everyone doing? Do drop by the comments section. Get your chats going. Say hi. Say where you're from. So I know where you are all from. Get a quick shout out from me. Hi to Michelangelo. I see a lot of people saying good morning. Hello from Manila. Hi, everyone. So excited to be with you all today and welcome to our 3-day summit. Today marks day 1, and we are excited to kick things off with you. This summit is all about exploring how we can rethink customer relationship management and fully embrace the AI era. This is our agenda for today. So if you would look at your screens, we are having the introduction right now, and then we will be having the welcoming remarks, and then we will be having a keynote. Agentic AI, the end of CRM as we know it. Next, we will be having a fireside chat, and later we will be having a Q&A. So don't forget to drop your questions on the chat box below. And of course, I would like to introduce you to our speakers for today. We have Ian Krieger, APJ Innovation Officer for ServiceNow. We have Alicia Harrington, APJ Innovation Officer for ServiceNow. And we have Tim Waddell, Solution Executive Customer Workflows for ServiceNow. Of course, to start our program, I am delighted to introduce our first speaker, Ian Krieger, APJ Innovation Officer at ServiceNow. Ian will share insights on agentic AI and the end of CRM as we know it. And right after Ian's session, stay tuned for a fireside chat with Alicia Harrington, APJ Innovation Officer at ServiceNow, as we dive deeper into tomorrow's AI powered CRM. But before we begin, just a quick reminder for all of you: you will be seeing handouts pop up on your screen. Feel free to download them and use them anytime during the session. And of course, there will be a live Q&A later after the presentation. So just like what I said, don't be shy to drop your questions, because we will do our best to really answer and deep dive into all of them. So Tim Waddell from Solution Executive for Customer Workflows at ServiceNow will be facilitating that Q&A. Without further ado, let's welcome to the stage Ian.
From wherever you're dialing in from, and welcome to what I believe is one of the most transformative conversations about the future of customer relationship management that you're going to have this year. I want to start off with a bold statement from ServiceNow's Innovation Office, and one that should have every CRM leader in this room or this virtual room sitting up and taking notice. In an era of agentic AI, customer relationship and data management is liberated, setting the stage for a post-SaaS CRM world. Now, before you dismiss this as some more AI hype cycle or hyperbole, let me ask you a couple of questions. How many of you logged into your CRM this morning? How many dashboards did you end up checking? How many reports did you generate? I'll ask you one more question. How much time did you spend inputting data that an agent could have captured for you automatically? What if I told you that by 2030, those activities might be as obsolete as manually calculating formulas in a spreadsheet or hand drawing your presentation slides? We stand at what really is an inflection point. It's not just another software upgrade cycle, not just another productivity enhancement, but where we are is at a fundamental reimagining of how businesses engage with our customers. So over the next 25 minutes, I'm going to take you through a journey of where we are today to where we're headed, why most organizations are not ready for this transformation, and what we can do about this thing together. Well, let's start with where we've been. The software as a service revolution transformed how we think about customer relationship management. SaaS democratized enterprise software, moved us to the cloud, and provided us with unprecedented access to customer data and analytics. But there's an uncomfortable truth. SaaS improved I suppose the pain of running software and infrastructure, but it didn't improve the pain of running a business. We took our existing on-premise processes and simply just moved them to the cloud. We digitized, but we didn't transform. Now think about your current CRM workflow. There's manual data entry, there's dashboard-driven decision-making, you have human-operated lead tracking, you have report-based pipeline management, and finally, you have very reactive customer service management. So this is what we in the Innovation Office call a digital mindset. That's using the new technology to make existing processes faster and better. Now, that's not necessarily bad, but what happens when we shift from an AI mindset, or shift to, I should say, an AI mindset? Well, the difference is profound. With a digital mindset, AI automates data entry and generates better reports. That's great. But with an AI mindset, AI agents autonomously manage the entire, and I mean the entire customer lifecycle. So in end of last year, so in December 2024, Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella provided what many consider the aha moment for understanding the post-SaaS world. When asked about AI first startups and how they were threatening the legacy SaaS companies, Nadella explained that AI first startups would threaten traditional SaaS companies. He suggested that the idea of traditional business applications in SaaS might collapse during the agent era as this new era shifts the actual landscape. Now, he goes on to say that all business logic is moving to AI agents, which these will work across multiple repositories and CRUD operations. So that's create, update, read, update, and delete. These agents won't care about what the back end is. They'll update multiple databases at the same time, and the logic will reside in the AI layer. Now, what he pitches, or the image he provides, is revolutionary. AI agents that don't discriminate between back-end systems, but that can update multiple databases with the business logic living in that AI tier. So imagine this scenario. Instead of sales teams manually managing your leads, an agentic CRM operates autonomously. From a lead generation where AI agents scan market signals and social sentiment to identify the high intent prospects before they enter your funnel. From a customer engagement standpoint, AI initiates personalized conversations across the different channels and dynamically adjusting the messaging to your customers based on real-time feedback and sentiment. For deal progression, AI autonomously scheduling meetings, generate follow-ups, and answers customers' questions by referencing your knowledge bases. When we look at pipeline forecasting, imagine the future of AI as it continuously assesses pipeline health and recommends strategic actions. And finally, from a post-sale support standpoint, AI monitoring customer behavior, detecting churns, detecting churn signals, and taking those proactive retention steps needed. So in this scenario, the human role transformed dramatically. Sales and marketing teams will act as strategic supervisors. Their roles really become fine-tuning AI goals and priorities as they become further abstracted from the current data entry and lead tracking that they do today. Now, here's where I suppose I need to bring us back to reality. While the post-SaaS vision is compelling, ServiceNow's Enterprise AI Maturity Index revealed a sobering truth about where organizations actually stand on their AI journey. Now, despite massive investments in AI technologies, enterprise AI maturity scores have actually declined year on year. Now, what this suggests is that we're talking while we're talking about autonomous AI agents managing customer life cycles, most organizations are struggling with basic AI implementation. The reality is that most enterprises are in the early stages of AI adoption, which is basic automation and process optimization. Well, here's what this means. We take all this in, here's what it means practically. While we envisage AI agents autonomously managing customer relationships, most organizations can't even get basic chatbots to work effectively. While we dream of AI-driven pipeline forecasting, many companies struggle with the data quality that's needed to make AI predictions reliable. And while we anticipate AI-orchestrated omni-channel campaigns, most businesses are still fighting integration challenges between their existing tools. This creates what I call the execution chasm, a gap between our post-SaaS aspirations and our current AI capabilities. Where businesses need to move towards is looking at integrated AI workflows, AI-driven decision-making, and autonomous AI operations. And this last bit is where that post-SaaS vision really lives. This year, out of a possible score of 100, with 100 being the most mature, companies averaged a score of about 35. And here's the interesting part with that. That's 9 points down from last year's study. And when we saw that, we asked, why? Well, in just 1 year, AI has made significant advancements. We went from what I'd call traditional AI, deterministic AI, to generative AI, to talking about AI agents, and now we're talking about stringing them together for agentic AI solutions. The declining AI maturity scores really reveal something that's crucial. This transformation isn't about technology, it's about people, processes, and the organizational change management needed. We need to think about the humans as we shift them from operators to supervisors. But the maturity of the maturity data that we have suggests we have a fundamental skills crisis. How can we supervise AI systems if we don't understand how they work? How can we fine-tune AI goals if we haven't mastered basic, and I mean basic, AI literacy? There are three critical challenges that businesses face here, and I'll look at it as three tiers. There's the technical infrastructure challenge, there's the organizational capability challenge, and then there's the cultural mind shift. With a technical infrastructure, we're looking at those legacy systems, the quality of the data, and the integration complexity. As we move towards the organizational capability, that's about AI literacy, change management, and how we reimagine workflows. So how we design workflows. And finally, with a cultural mind shift, this is the more important one. It's about moving from digital optimization to that AI first imagination or reimagination of how we can do work. To understand how organizations can bridge this execution chasm, our research has identified 5 distinct stages of AI maturity. Now, think of these not as checkboxes to complete, but as a natural evolution of organizational capability and mindset transformation. And I want you to not think of it as a hyperlinear left to right model where the only way to move forward is to master everything listed in each phase and then move on. Instead, think of it as a set of building blocks that contribute to the overall AI maturity in steps and stages. Now, these building blocks, they're made up of a number of things. That's vision, leadership and strategy, workflows, how we look at our talent, how we manage governance, and how we invest. So as you learn, experiment, and scale in each one of these building blocks, you can move from left to right with all these different areas being, they're all over the place. So you can have some further advanced than others, but the idea is that you are looking at stepping the maturity as you go. And for example, more mature companies invest in governance as a foundational piece for accelerating other building blocks. So governance for the driver, well, governance is the strategic driver of strategy. It helps us better understand how we manage risk and compliance. Governance is the steward of literacy, of collaboration, of communication, and if we're going to be honest, it's the wise advisor for tech. It helps us understand the best use cases and how we should go about pilots. The more mature the governance, the stronger each of the other building blocks will become afterwards. And for those of you who have the opportunity, have a look at our Orica story and how they have the multi-tier governance model that they put in place to help accelerate their journey from AI centers of excellence to an AI board of advisors, allowing the organization to reach across the entire entity and to exchange information on the fly. But also, more importantly, to communicate down the strategy and the guardrails that then needed to be put in there for success. As I look at stage 1, this is the evaluator. This is starting at assessing, but moving to imagining. Most organizations, they begin here, and frankly, most are stuck here. The evaluator stage is about sanctioning the exploration of AI in the enterprise by assessing current AI usage as a baseline. Now, in CRM terms, this means conducting AI readiness assessments, identifying where basic automation might help, understanding current data quality and integration challenges. And it's about building the initial business cases for the AI investment that demonstrate really quick wins. Now, we saw in the AI Maturity Index that decision makers are taking a step back to assess and move forward more thoughtfully. But as they move forward to stage 2, and this is the experimenter, we're starting to look at proof of concepts moving to becoming proof of values. So this experimenter stage involves identifying and aligning the champions by clearly stating how the AI objectives link to enterprise goals and how these in turn uncover automation opportunities. This is where AI agent proof of concepts are piloted to test and to learn from them. And for a CRM transformation, this focuses on a couple of areas. It's running limited AI pilots in maybe lead scoring or email automation or persona development. It's testing targeted chatbots for customer service. It's experimenting with predictive analytics for pipeline forecasting and building the internal expertise and confidence the organization needs to move on. For stage 3, this is the expander. We're going from planning to collaborating. This is where organizations specify how AI can drive business goals by introducing decision frameworks and decision governance. It's how AI workflows are developed and agentic models are deployed across key workflows in the enterprise. At this expander stage, it represents a critical inflection point. So we're now moving from isolated pilots to integrated AI workflows. We're moving from, we're now developing human AI collaboration models and starting to scale those successful experiments across multiple departments. I would say, think of this stage as where your CRM begins to feel fundamentally different, where AI is just automating, tasks, but actually changing how you get your work done. But this is where things also start to show why stage 3 may actually be the top of the pyramid for most legacy organizations. And the reason why I say that is they're limited by the design of the organization itself. The BUs and the functions are siloed, but also so is the data. So pilots are limited by the footprint and in turn the potential impact that they can gain from deploying these solutions. For example, our research shows that only 30% of companies are exploring integrating workflows that go across the enterprise. And as we move through the maturity stages, we'll see how important looking at cross-enterprise workflows are. Now, for CRM, think about the customer experience. No customer expects to deal with separate businesses or separate business units. They don't see, nor do they want to see the silos within our organizations. To them, every touch point is representative of the brand. So their workflows need to be integrated end to end. They need to be intuitive, they need to be intelligent, and that's how you get to better customer experiences and true personalization. As we go to stage 4, this is the advances. We're looking at how do we take something and to make it from operations to transforming. Advances align their AI with business strategy. They're scaling adoption. They're focusing on key problems, and they're ensuring that their governance is in place and is well established. Agentic models are deployed, and this is where that post-SaaS vision starts to become a reality. AI agents are handling complete customer workflows. Autonomous lead qualifications and nurturing of your customers is happening. We've got AI-driven strategic decision-making, and we have enterprise-wide AI orchestration. Now, as we go into stage 5, this is the transformer. This is reimagining to innovating. The transformer stage upgrades the AI vision to expand towards innovating through transformational investment. Agentic AI is orchestrated across the entire enterprise, and and is the full realization of that post-SaaS CRM vision that we talked about at the beginning. And here we have AI agents as the prime customer interface. We have autonomous business model innovation happening. There's continuous learning and adaptation at the enterprise scale. We have now also a complete reimagination of the customer relationship and how we manage it. So the most common failure patterns that we observe are people skipping stages, trying to jump directly from I'm an evaluator jumping to an advancer, or I have got a technology first thinking, focusing on AI capabilities instead of business and customer outcomes. Another is underestimating change management, assuming technology adoption equals organizational transformation. And the last, but I think is the most important, is insufficient governance, scaling AI without the proper oversight and risk. The organizations that will succeed in this transformation, they share these characteristics. They start with an honest assessment of where their AI maturity is at today. They invest in foundational capabilities before advanced features. They're prioritizing organizational change alongside technological change, and they're maintaining the focus on the customer value throughout the entire journey. This transformation will create real clear winners and losers. As the innovation brief that my team put out notes, in an AI-driven era, the winners will be the companies that don't just use new technology to do business as usual better, but instead they're going to try reimagine their businesses. The companies that will thrive, they're going to start their AI maturity journey now, not later. They're going to build hybrid human AI teams effectively, develop AI-first customer engagement strategies, create revenue models enabled by AI capabilities. And the counterpoint to that is the companies that are at risk, well, they're the ones stuck in a pure digital mindset, just looking at optimization. They're organizations that underestimate the organizational change that's required, but they're also the businesses that wait for a perfect AI solution to exist before they start their journey. So let me be clear about why this transformation can't wait for all of you here listening today. While enterprise AI maturity may be declining today, the technology capabilities are advancing exponentially. The gap between what's possible and what organizations can what they can do to execute is widening every day. Your competitors are making choices right now. Some are investing in building AI-first capabilities. Others are waiting for the technology to mature, but a few are already piloting autonomous customer engagement solutions. The organizations that start building their AI maturity today will be the ones positioned to capture the post-SaaS advantages tomorrow. More importantly, customer expectations are evolving rapidly. They're already experiencing AI-powered interactions with consumer brands, and they're bringing these expectations to their B2B relationships. So the question isn't whether CRM will become AI first, it's whether you'll be ready to when it does. Let me paint you a picture of what success looks like. Your CRM in 2030 might not be a software that you log into. It's more than likely going to be an AI agent embedded in your daily workflow, making real-time customer decisions and autonomously managing relationships. So imagine a sales team focused entirely on strategic relationships whilst AI handles lead qualification and nurturing. Marketing campaigns that optimize themselves in real time based on your customer behavior. Customer service that predicts and also prevents issues before customers even know they exist. And revenue forecasting that's not just accurate, but actionable, with AI recommending specific interventions to hit targets. Now, this isn't science fiction. It's the logical evolution of the capabilities we're building today, but it requires making a choice. Will you approach this transformation with a digital mindset, trying to make the current processes incrementally better? Or will you embrace the AI mindset and fundamentally reimagine how your businesses are going to engage your customers? So the next 3 days are your opportunity to make that choice deliberately and strategically. We have practitioners who've begun this journey, technology partners who can support your transformation, and a community of leaders facing the same challenges and opportunities. Now, before we dive into our next session, I want to ensure that you have access to all the resources that will support your journey. A number of things should be available to you. One is the complete CRM in a post-SaaS world innovation brief that should be there in your summit materials. ServiceNow's Enterprise AI Maturity Index, which provides benchmark insights that you can use immediately. And there should also be the ServiceNow's Customer Experience Intelligence Report, providing insights into what our customers are expecting, but also what are some of the challenges your agents are facing. Now, as I finish up, I want you to remember, now is the time to not limit thinking to improving not to limit thinking to improving yesterday's mindsets and work. AI and agentic AI challenge everyone to rethink every part of the process, the outcomes, the value created by exploring new possibilities and reimagining their businesses, revolutionizing their industries. The post-SaaS revolution is coming, but it is a journey, not a destination. The organizations that succeed will be those that respect the maturity stages whilst maintaining sight of the transformational vision. Collectively, we stand ready to help you navigate this systematic transformation. So thank you, and let's begin this maturity-based transformation journey together. Well, hello everyone. My name is Ian Krieger, Innovation Officer for Asia Pacific and Japan here at ServiceNow. Thank you for carving out half an hour of your time today to explore tomorrow's AI-powered CRM, rethinking CRM for a new era. So why this talk and why now? Well, because AI has leapt from a clever sidekick to an autonomous partner, rewriting how we create value, serve customers, and even redefine how we work. Today's session is about charting that leap and helping you land on the right side of disruption. So I'm thrilled to be joined by my friend and fellow innovation officer, Alicia Harrington. Alicia spends her days and to be honest, probably an unhealthy share of her nights helping global enterprises turn moonshot AI ideas into workflows that deliver. And she'll help bring sharp insights, plenty of war stories, and just enough counterpunch to keep me honest. So buckle up. In the next 30 minutes, we'll map the agentic landscape, share real-world wins and pitfalls, and leave you with clever next steps to future-proof your customer strategy. So Alicia, are you ready to dive in?
Let's go.
All right. So today we're going to do this as a Q&A style podcast. So I'm going to ask Alicia a bunch of questions about some of the research she's doing, and we'll get into some of the insights. So let's kick off with, what are you seeing? How have customers' expectations changed, and why are legacy CRM systems falling short in meeting these new demands?
Yeah, well, I think it's a great question, Ian, because if we look at customers today, I mean, you and I are a customer, our kids are customers, we're looking at sort of this landscape that's evolving, and customers today really expect immediacy, always on personalization and consistent interactions across all channels. It's really important because if you think about how this shift of, 2/3 of millennials actually expect the customer service to be real time, they expect really consistent experiences across any interaction that they're having, and they don't want to have to do the job of the customer service teams for organizations. They want to sit back. They expect organizations to know who they are, the services that they've requested. And so I think there's this sort of shift in tolerance level for the current state of customer service. And I think tolerance for is quite subpar. When you think about some of the research that we've done in the report, Accenture's recent global survey has mentioned that 7,000 customers revealed that 87% will likely avoid a brand just after one bad experience. And I think we can all vouch for that. It's really the fact that customers, when they think about a service, they really want not just problem solving at the end of the day. They also want extra insights to help them move along through the channels. And I think this is really where companies need to anticipate and exceed expectations at every turn. And service quality itself is becoming a key differentiator, right? It's a competitive advantage for the organization. So some of the research we were also seeing was nearly 2/3 of customers say the quality of customer service is the single most important factor separating one company from another. So it's not just price or the speed to which the services deliver. It's their overall experience and their ability to interact with the organization and feel really good about where they're spending their money at the end of the day. And I think, in this climate, customer experience has almost eclipsed price and product. It's this new competitive battlefield that we're seeing. So it's quite an exciting times for customers to think about the way that they're interacting with services, give feedback to companies as well. And it's an exciting time for companies to really seek this moment out to really shift into new domains to meet these expectations at large.
Well, I think you've covered those seismic shifts. I mean, they're huge, that mentality shift. Like what's causing that?
Well, I think for one, we're sort of operating on a global stage with international competition. Number two, I mean, if I was just mentioning, millennials, Gen Z, but now we've got Generation Alpha, having grown up in the AI era, they're sort of setting these new standards for how businesses really need to operate. We've also got startups. We've got companies that are now platform-based on-demand experiences. You think your Amazon, you think Netflix, Uber, and they've really leveled up that standard that organizations across the board need to meet. Anything subpar of that is sort of, almost this stark different reality. And so I think that's changing. But also, obviously, with inflation, with the rise of cost of living as well, we're seeing that, there's this expectation where if I'm going to, put my money where services and products are, I need to be getting that full benefit from the organization, and I shouldn't have to have any frustration experience. So I think brands really need to think about how they're connecting 24/7, how they can use AI to meet this moment. And then also I'm thinking when we think of just the whole end-to-end value chain itself, we need to really bring the value chain into a connected experience as a whole. Right now, we're seeing in organizations it's quite disjointed. There's a lot of silos with how service gets done. And I think as well, customer service has also been seen as just a siloed area. It's the call center, it's the customer services teams or the front office line. But in fact, to deliver the best service, you really need to be harnessing the whole fulfillment area, all of the operational areas as well, so that you can power the whole organization to serve the customer and be in service of the customer. And I think there's this huge shift happening with how we consume services and the expectation of that at the end of the day.
That service consumption is really about delivering action, delivering outcomes. So with that in mind, what kind of enterprise-wide approach is required to turn CRMs from really what they are today, which is a system of record, into a system of action?
Yeah, it's a good point, Ian. Often we've seen sort of CRM be very much, log the sales opportunity, or almost a customer insights platform and database that can capture all the information about a sale or a service, or information about the customer as well, and input into that. But I think we're seeing a shift where we need to think about CRM as a true system of action that starts to go across the enterprise. I alluded to it slightly earlier, and it's not a matter of just having a software in place to really collect all of that data, but really power the backbone of the entire company's customer strategy. And I think when we connect every department on a common source around the customer, we almost have this sort of central nervous system for not only customer insight, but also engagement. So what we mean by, sort of turning that into a system of action is that you could almost have this AI-powered intelligent hub that not only knows all the information about the customer, but also all the rest of the organization that actually interact either directly or indirectly with the customer. And I'll give you a few examples. There's great opportunity to sort of think about new products and services and offer them to the market, but you don't know how to sort of architect the best products and services without getting the right feedback from customers in the first place. So I think instead of simply storing the data, we need to anticipate needs of customers, orchestrate those actions across the board, and offer them new cross-sell and upsell opportunities as well. And then create new products and market, because we're seeing much more of a dynamic response from companies so that they can really meet the customers where they're at in their maybe total lifetime value. The other area is identifying a service issue and automatically engaging those teams. Often you'll call the call center and they'll say to you, well, sorry, that's not my problem. That's not my department, or we've got to put you in touch with somebody else. And that they might never get back to you. So there's this sort of very disconnected way of servicing the customer, both directly and indirectly, as I was saying. So we need to ensure that we've got this single backbone that can orchestrate across sales, support, maybe even logistics, so that if there is an issue with, say, a customer service request or product that's being shipped out, we can actually resolve it before it impacts the customer. And another part of the research that we were going through was that Forrester emphasizes that to achieve this, you really got to harness AI and think about AI at the core of your processes across the board. So this is that we also need to think about this full organizational transformation where AI is effectively not just surfacing insights, but also helping to onboard the customer. It also is offering better ways to service the customer. We talk about next best actions, but I think it goes beyond that, where we almost have this orchestration layer so that we can think about responding to the customer more proactively, seamlessly across the board.
I think you touched on some of that, how AI is enabling this transformation, but maybe let's unpack it for everybody watching. So how does AI enable the kind of proactive and personalized and really that unified customer experience that companies are striving for today?
Yeah, well, I think first of all, just an example, AI can flag which customers might be at risk of leaving. For example, it's really costly to have obviously churn of customers. But it's also equally even more expensive to acquire new customers in the first place. So how do we do that efficiently? How do we target the right customers? So, you could have AI actually flag which customers might be at risk of leaving through things like sentiment, but also interactions. I was talking to a recent insurance organization at one of our events recently, and they were saying, well, we could maybe even record the customer service calls, which are already done today, but in the trading desks and more of the financial areas, we could also just take unstructured data and just say, well, based on these predictions, how do we actually solve problems for customers before they end up being a really big issue, so that we can make sure that we're retaining as many customers as possible. So there's various ways we can do that. The other area where AI is incredibly powerful in this domain is providing more personalized experiences. We talked about I mentioned next best action or offer. If we think about traditional sort of CRM, its segmentation is almost being replaced by real-time AI personalization, right? Me as a customer, I shouldn't have to know, or think up what products or services. I should just really have a tailored experience end to end. So I think we're seeing a shift where it's not just surfacing the information, but also being able to be across every single channel. So you might have an AI powered assistive chat where we can actually start to bring in the continuity of, right, we know you, we've picked, we spoke to you on Monday, we're picking up this conversation and experience a couple of days later, but also there's this seamless interaction where I'm nudged and I'm getting notifications in real time of the details of, say, my order. So we're just really delivering on these promises. And I think having an AI-driven system of action actually ensures that you've got this always-on, effectively, brain that's taking all these preferences and context from different departments and pulling it together in meaningful ways. But the other aspect is when we think about AI, I mean, we've talked historically about predictive modeling and being able to forecast demand or things like that. But you could almost imagine a company can, if they're thinking about entering a new market or even a new country, they can actually personalize their campaigns and services and offerings, and even messaging into local preferences, so that they can start to open up new markets and provide new products or services. I'll give you a quick stat. So there's evidence that companies embracing AI in core, customer operation areas that we're talking about can iterate and pivot much quicker. So Accenture noted that early movers using Gen AI achieved 40% faster speed to market for new products and services, which is massive in terms of generating new revenue streams. And so this faster iterations means that you can try out new offerings, you can pilot in different markets, you can also gauge the response of customers and refine as you go more dynamically, and much more agile. There's, if we think about a bank or insurance company or even a telco, sometimes the products or services don't necessarily fit your need. And so we want companies to be more adaptive. We want them to offer new products and services almost in real time based on the conversation that we're having. We shouldn't say, like, this is our catalog of products and services and this is all we have, because I think there's an underdeveloped almost target addressable market, and we're sort of missing out on revenue in real time because the customer service teams are just saying, well, we don't offer that product or service, sorry, and they turn the customer away. So I think there's lost revenue on the table from that respect, and I think there's much more creative ways that we can not only use AI and CRM, but also start to offer product innovation in the market too.
So that's a great point. So talking about, well, these are business outcomes we're starting to get into and sort of changing the conversation rather than to basic KPIs. But let's delve into that a little bit more. So what are the business outcomes, the ROI, maybe some of the competitive advantages that companies can expect as they embrace this post-CRM AI future?
Yeah, well, absolutely. So when I think about, I guess, the significant improvements that you'd obviously expect, the key business metrics. So not only we think about revenue growth, but we also think about operational efficiency. I mean, McKinsey's sort of saying across the board that across service operations, sales, and customer service areas, we're sort of seeing, 15 to 20% higher revenue. We're also seeing sort of a 10 to 20% range increase in sales ROI across the board, which is great. But I think where we also see AI driving more cost efficiencies is actually within automating all those routine tasks and also augmenting customer service teams themselves. So leading to this lower cost of to serve across the board, higher productivity, but also some of the research was saying, notably McKinsey was saying that just in banking, if we take a sector example, AI-enabled customer service yields huge value. I mean, potentially, if we think about the global pie, this could be $1 trillion a year, across any industry for banking. So if we think about reducing those costs to serve, improving the engagement, and even those cross-sell opportunities, AI is not only helping organizations with their EBITDA margins, but it's also thinking about, well, we can do as much as 15 percentage points increase in terms of the growth advantage here too. So I think it is a competitive advantage. It's not just about cost optimization or cost out, which is obviously advantageous for the customer, for the company, sorry, but we need to think about it holistically. And I think if we get right into what a chief customer officer cares about or a COO, we're also seeing improvements in not only net promoter score, but customer lifetime value. And I can't stress customer lifetime value enough, because if you have a customer that might be the company might be servicing really, really well across maybe 3 or 4 points of their customer lifetime value, but towards the end of maybe the end of that road, we need to ensure that we're retaining, and we need to ensure that we're really meeting the customer where they are. So I think improving that customer lifetime value is the best advice I can give, thinking about things holistically across a value chain, but also where customers actually at what points they want to look for products and services and really meeting them there. And then I think we mentioned earlier, retention rates. We need to be able to retain customers. It's one thing to acquire, but it's another thing to be continually servicing them at an experience level that's satisfactory. Because I think that the switching cost is much lower these days. It used to be back in the day where, it took so long to just switch from one bank to another bank. Now we have open banking, we have APIs, we have so many, we even have comparison sites. So I think, customers can just switch at the drop of a hat, and there's no loyalty either way either. And so I think we need to think about these opportunities holistically in terms of the ROI, but also the loyalty is the key thing. And I think even the one area that, this is my sort of last point, the one area that's underestimated is brand equity. And I think reputation, our CEO, Bill McDermott, Ian, you've heard this before, says that, trust is the ultimate human currency. It's earned in drops and it's lost in buckets. And I think brand equity is so incredibly important, that reputation you have in the market, and the exciting nature of being able to pair yourself with similar values with the company that you're purchasing from is actually really important to customers. Customers want to know, are you achieving your sustainability scores? Where are you funding other activities? They want to know much more than just who you are as a company. So I think it's becoming, in terms of the ROI and the measurements, they're becoming, much more qualitative and quantitative across the board.
All right. Now, mindful that we're coming up on time, I think you've given given people a lot to think about, Alicia. So what steps organizations can take today to start to future-proof their CRM strategy for this AI-powered future?
Yeah, well, I think the big message I've got for, all leaders, people in the organization is to treat your CRM as much more than a system of record. So when it starts to become a system of action and even intelligence, you could start to even suggest inside your own company and say to the teams that you work with, hey, your customers could really use this product, or hey, there's a gap in the market that fits this profile. And I think that's a golden strategy for saying, well, what's the opportunity to actually reimagine the way you service a market, the way you look at your products and services that you offer, and based on really deep customer insight. And it's a chance to be much more proactively thinking about the future of your business. So I don't think we just think of CRM as just another technology transformation, putting, something shiny and new in. We've really got to break down silos and really start to rethink the way that we pull data from marketing, sales, service, operations, even back office functions or logistics, to bring in those rich customer insights so that we can align those actions around the customer needs. And a great example is if I've got a customer that has maybe an open support ticket, AI can actually flag to the various teams and say, well, don't try and upsell them at the wrong moment to avoid actually having a bad experience or a rejection, but consider, new product development and consider how we actually analyze customer feedback across the service calls, across R&D. So this is really where we're almost ensuring that every team has a really customer-centric view and even associated KPIs. So we might want to reinvent some of the KPIs at some of the teams that previously weren't servicing the customer and reorientate their KPIs around servicing the customer. And I think, Forrester often talks about customer obsession. which is essentially means that the whole organization needs to pivot towards customer value, whether they're directly facing the customer or not. And then one other point I'll give to you is that Accenture's research showed that the best performing firms actually integrate service data across all their departments, and they do it in a way that is continuously improving. So my advice to organizations is really think about that organizational realignment around the customer, break down those internal barriers that are really holding the company up from truly being customer centric. And as I mentioned earlier, technology alone won't deliver the CRM of the future that you're going to need, especially when we see Generation Alpha hit the market. They're AI first, they're expecting a lot. We should really organize and restructure our teams, our workflows, and our whole business around thinking forward before the customer even asks for it, and thinking about, well, how do we actually bring support, product, or even supply chain together around a common customer goal? And I think that's how we really stay ahead of the game at the end of the day, Ian.
Oh, that's fantastic advice, Alicia. So Alicia, thank you for taking us through how we rethink CRM for the new era. There's some great points in there. For everybody watching, I want you to make the most of this week and look to the assets that are linked in the website as well. So thank you very much, Alicia, and thank you everyone for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much to Ian and Alicia for that really insightful session. And I know that a lot of you have questions at this point, so we'll be moving over to our live Q&A segment. So once again, to help us guide through this solution executive for customer workflows at ServiceNow, who will be facilitating this Q&A. Tim, over to you.
G'day, everyone. Thanks for making the time today. It was a really interesting session with Alicia and Ian. A lot of detail to dig into. Obviously, Ian talking about the process and the way one would evaluate how to approach an AI journey, and then Alicia giving her thoughts on what the future can look like and how to plan and think about that. Does anyone have any questions at this stage that I can perhaps help with? Feel free to either come off mute and ask the question, or post your questions in the chat. And I'll just give it another minute, but there were some handouts and things referenced in those sessions. So feel free to just click on the handout piece there, and you'll be able to download that. Francesca, do we have free courses to get you familiar with our UI? There is, I copied the ServiceNow University link in a comment up above there, so feel free to jump on there. They have extensive training material available there, both paid and free. If you're interested in getting familiar with the UI, the other thing you can do is just jump onto YouTube and have a look at some of the material on there from ServiceNow University and the community. There is a heap of material there, but they would be the go-to sources for that. Any other questions? So Kina has asked, we're a small team but interested in starting our AI journey. How can we tap into existing data, tickets, chat logs without heavy integration to build simple churn or sentiment signals for proactive outreach? If you are already a ServiceNow customer, we do offer a light touch starter pack whereby you can, I guess, look at the impact that our Now Assist large language models can provide to your environment. That will draw on existing data. and give you examples of where you can deploy large language models to speed up the way people work or improve the experience of the request side or even the agent side. That is not a heavy integration process, and feel free to reach out to anyone at ServiceNow or your solution consultant or account executive for some guidance on that. But that's pretty straightforward. Any other questions? And like Ella mentioned, stick around after the Q&A. She's giving away some grab vouchers to 3 lucky winners. So do hang around to the end. I'm sure there'll be a QR code or something posted for the lucky draw. I'll just give it another minute. We're at the top of the hour. So if there are no more questions, we might wrap this session up. Thank you for taking the time, everyone, and please feel free to reach out with any other questions you might have via the website, or reaching out to me directly. I'm readily available on LinkedIn or wherever. Thanks for your time.
Thanks, Tim, for facilitating the Q&A. And once again, thank you to Ian and Alicia for our very insightful talk. Once again, this is day 1 of the CRM AI Summit, Transform Customer Experiences in the AI Era. And this is just the beginning. We've got 2 more exciting days ahead. Day 2, CRM Built for the AI Era, happening on September 25. And day 3, Put AI to Work Fast, on September 30. So be sure to mark your calendars, and I will be seeing you once again for another insightful discussion. And before we close, we would like to remind you all that the recording of today's session will be made available soon. You will receive an email with the link shortly. And if you have any further questions or need additional information, feel free to reach out to the contact details as shown on the screen. Once again, my name is Ella, and I look forward to seeing you to day 2 and day 3. Thank you for being with us today. Okay. Just like what I said earlier, if you are still here, you will get a chance to win 50 USD grab vouchers. So I just need you all to answer a quick survey, okay? So there is a QR on the right side of your screen. So do screen cap that, or take a photo, or really just answer the survey. I will be giving you 2 minutes, and the timer starts now. Okay, so 2 minutes to answer the survey. And once you are done, I'd like to make your presence known. Do say done in the chat box below. And the mechanics for this is that you have to be here. You have to say present when I call your name. So who will be the lucky winners of today's raffle? Once again, 50 USD grab voucher. We will be having 3 winners. So who will it be? Let's see if this is your lucky day. Last minute and 30 seconds to answer the survey. Once again, you guys have to answer the survey, so we will be seeing your names once you submit the survey. Okay, so we already have people saying done. Good luck to all of you. I hope that you are the lucky winners for today. 50 USD grab a voucher. Really exciting prize for today's seminar or webinar. Let's see. Let's have more people answer the survey. There's 45 seconds left. All right, 45 seconds left, you guys. Do answer the survey before I officially close our survey, and let's look at the names afterwards. I will be announcing, once again, the mechanics, super simple. You just have to say present if I call out your name to claim your prize. Last 25 seconds, you guys. 25 seconds left. Okay? 25 seconds, 20 seconds left. Let me see who is done already. Let's look at all the people saying done. Okay, I have a lot of people saying done. Let's see if this is your lucky day. Who wants to win 50 USD grab vouchers. Last 5 seconds in 4, 3, 2, and 1. That's officially ending the raffle draw survey. Let me see who our lucky winner is. All right, so we already have the first name. Has won from Malaysia Airport here. Congratulations to Has won from Malaysia Airport. Are you here? Okay, I see Haswan saying thank you. Is this you? Yes, I think this is you. Congratulations for winning 50 USD grab voucher. Congratulations, Haswan. And I hope you enjoy your voucher. Let's look at our second winner. Okay, let's see who our second winner is. Is everyone excited? Let's look at our second winner. Do we have Rain Kamitok? Rain Kamitok from Philippine Bank of Communications. Rain Kamitok, are you here? Please say yes. Okay. Isaiah Rain. Hi, congratulations for winning 50 USD grab vouchers. And now for the last name. Who is our last winner? Exciting time for us. Okay. In 3, 2, 1, I will be announcing the last winner. Let's see who our lucky winner is. Okay, are you here? Roshen Joseph from DHL Express. Roshen, are you here? Roshen Joseph. I see a lot of people celebrating. We're also happy for you all for winning the voucher. Are you here, Roshen Joseph? Yes, you are here. Congratulations to you, and congratulations to everyone who won the 50 USD grab voucher. And of course, not only that, congratulations to everyone who attended this webinar. I really hope that you had an insightful day, and see you all soon on day 2 and day 3. Thank you, everyone.
Hey, Jim. I was wondering.
Let me guess. Customer service is your next stop on your What's New with ServiceNow mission.
Whoa, you customer service folks really can read people's minds.
Before ServiceNow, our customers couldn't solve issues on their own. Had to call us every time. Calls piling up while my team's tied up on open cases, chats pending, case notes to write, emails to respond to.
Okay, your to-do list is like stressing me out.
Just relax. Breathe.
Okay.
Breathe. That was then. This is ServiceNow. Yeah, it enables us to unify our data with our workflows and brings it all together with AI all on a single platform. Check this out. AI agents use natural people speak to help customers take action on their own. Not cutesy voice chatbots that waste your time with generic help articles. We're talking out-of-the-box AI agents that solve cases autonomously.
Okay. What if your people need to step in?
Oh, you mean the old data chase across 6 different systems and who knows how many departments?
Yeah.
Well, ServiceNow gives my team a single, unified workspace. Everything needed to work with customers in one view. AI agents handle the time-sucking tasks. My team can now focus on person-to-person customer relationships. So when the sales team closes a deal, my team makes sure it stays closed.
And those customer relationships drive repeat business.
Exactly. Boom! Resolution in no time, without any swivel chair gymnastics.
Please don't bring up swivel chairing. I've broken like 8 swivel chairs.
Let's not
here.
go there.
I get mad. Okay, that's really slick, but what if your use case isn't out of the box?
Funny you should ask. I built my own custom AI agents with ServiceNow's no-code AI Agent Studio, like this one. It proactively watches for customers who may experience issues before and after purchase. Researching previous cases, my AI agent offers alternatives if lookalike customers have similar issues. They reduce all that sell, close, churn, ping-ponging.
Oh, I gotta work on my backhand for the company-wide ping pong tournament.
Focus?
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you got custom agents, you've got out-of-the-box agents and third-party agents, and coordinating them all is like herding cats?
No, but watch this. AI agents work together as teams across departments. Guided by the AI agent orchestrator, they can stay in sync, escalate if needed, and achieve results no single agent could on their own. Case volumes are down and our CSAT is up because the team's focused on people, not repetitive tasks.
Cool. CSAT. Wait, we have a satellite too?
Sure. CSAT orbits happy customers. Yeah, but seriously, we're getting ahead of our customer needs. We don't wait to be helpful, we plan to be. Customer service meets customer relationship management. Now that's what I call CRM built for the AI era.
Oh. I cannot wait to tell my mom that we have a satellite.
Ah,
Oh, yeah. Do you know where my office is? Okay, that's